Hello and welcome to episode 35 of my Endwalker playthrough. So it is Wednesday 15th of December here. Hermes has just run off with Meteion in a downwardly direction, wanting to hear her report. Can you get out of Heliodas's face please, thank you. So I believe we're going after them, and if this isn't the dungeon, then the dungeon will be immediately after it. Do you understand why Hermes would do this? His logic escapes me entirely. I believe I read this last time. If all Hermes means to do is listen to Meteion's report, then it is his right to do so. But once he receives the answer to his questions, what then? The fate of the world may very well hinge upon the choice he makes in that moment, and we must be there when he makes it. Heliodais is pondering what to do next. Hermes is heading to Ktisis. Considering the expansive dimension of the place, even we may have a difficult time locating his ether, all I can say is that he entered from the rooftop and likely arrived at the uppermost point in the facility. So do we pursue him? Of course we pursue him. No matter what Hermes might be thinking, Meteion is a potential threat that needs to be brought under control. The Convocation's duty is to safeguard the Star. The Convocation's duty to safeguard the Star takes precedence over any personal stake in the matter. Venat, Nathan? It is clear we stand on the precipice, but we have yet to determine beyond a shadow of a doubt that Meteion is the hand which tips over the edge. Nevertheless, if we are to learn the truth of the final days, we must give chase. And even if neither Hermes nor Meteion is ultimately responsible, we cannot leave them to suffer this torment alone. Agreed on all accounts. To the Ktisis Hyperboreia we go. How do we get there? Via the magic of cut screens? No, we have to run. Where have we run into? Oh, we've already been taken back. You torment. You torment us. Putting these things in places when you know we can't fly yet. No, not Min, please, thank you. I mislike the look of this. Judging from the crowd, something is afoot. If there is a dungeon here, are they going to be my trust? What have we here? Excuse me, has something happened inside the Ktisis? Mistress Venat, I'm so glad you're here. No one knows what prompted it, but the alarm was sounded and the Ktisis was put into a state of alert. Procedure dictates that we evacuate immediately, and we've yet to investigate further. This is Hermes doing, obviously. And what does this state of alert entail exactly? A field of dampening magic is draped over the entire facility, usually in response to escaped entities and the like. The Ktisis scholars and observers are unaffected, but everything and everyone else is weakened to a fraction of their usual capabilities. Then consider us forewarned. We do, however, have urgent business with Chief Hermes, and we must enter the premise regardless. That said, if Hermes is willing to enact such measures, I wonder what other obstacles he sees fit to drop in our path. With that enfeebling spell in place, we're not like to be our fighting best. And I would hardly efficient combatant to begin with. I have little to offer beyond my etheric vision. Then you put that talent of yours to good use. You were fairly skilled at spotting weaknesses, if I recall. Fairly skilled? Now you've gone and raised everyone's expectations. Or you all need only make most of your strengths, and I will fill in the gaps as required. I was once Azim, after all. 'Twas my job to rise to the occasion, be that as a defender, agitator, or healer. I feel better about my lack of prowess already. This is definitely a trust. And you, Emexel, can impress us with your arcane magistry. You lob potent spells as easily as breathing, but could also channel that power in a protective manner if you so choose, yes? Well, yes, should the situation call for it. Excellent, that should cover us on all fronts. Your tale leads us here, Nathan, so 'tis only right that you lead us now. No matter what lies ahead, we will win through to Hermes and Meteion. And then we will face the future together. In spite of the fact I was expecting a dungeon to be on this map, I didn't actually consider how the trust system was going to work on this map. I really should have figured that out sooner. As I say, Hermes will likely purchase somewhere in the highest point of the facility, but reaching him will be no mean feat. To put it simply, the Ktisis Hyperboreia contains a multitude of vast spaces linked together at the seams, meaning the interior is far more massive than even this grand structure might otherwise suggest. But even a colossal facility filled top to bottom with savage creations will not stop you, nor Vanat and Emexel. Not with Vanat or Vanar and Emexel at your side. And I will be there too, of course, cheering you on. Break at the contents of Meteion. Bleak as the contents of Meteion's report may be, many could hear it and remain content with their lives. But not Hermes. For him, the veneer of perfection has long been cracked, and it was the distant heavens he looked to means to repair it. I understand his anguish after a fashion. My own refusal to return is in opposition to the world's established order. Yet for me, the imperfections only enhance the fragility or the fragile beauty of our star. I will fight to see it delivered from destruction, warts and all. From the moment we met you, our visit has devolved into a never-ending series of complications and irritations. In spite of this, I have gained one useful thing, an awareness of Daimless. To think of power with the potential to corrupt ether has largely escaped our notice. Whether or not I believe your tale, the facts underpinning your narrative will be the source of much debate. So understand that I act not out of the sake of you or your fantastical quest. My duty remains that I apprehend Meteion, and that I find a means, and if that now means Hermes as well, then so be it. Well, I guess that has to be the way we do things, since she is the only viable healer, and he is the only other viable tank, so that is our party and its composition. There is no way around that. Let's go.
else I might be forced.
God damn it, they have learned their lesson. How about here? Nope, we have to go around. That's fine, it's reading material. Have you ever wondered what your creation is have you wondered whether your creation is a beneficial existence to the star? Want to know more? At the Ktisis Hyperboreia, our mission is to determine the answer. From temperate plains to tropical jungles, from smoldering volcanoes to frozen fields, we put creations to the proof in a wide variety of meticulously recreated environments. Your creation will your creation be able to survive in the wider world, or will it threaten the survival of other species? The answer to such questions and more, our highly trained staff will uncover. I do not approve of the size of that AoE. My poor Doton. We're going left after this. The ninjutsu.
Out of my way! I'm not entirely useless.
If you're playing a melee in a dungeon, it's worth remembering that you always should have something locked on as a target so that you're doing auto-attack damage, because your auto-attack damage is significant for single target damage, so it's definitely something you want to make sure you're keeping up with. Emmett, can you get the rest of them, please? Thank you. Emmett! Good lord! You really do hate us, don't you? Look at this perfectly good Doton you just ran away from.
I'm not entirely useless.
Is this gonna hit them both? Yes.
Have at you!
Actually, I shouldn't be using that attack. We already established it doesn't quite do enough damage to be better than single target against two. even with Doton down.
This may
Have a taste.
Lost Bite and Seek. Impressive cutscene with it. Seriously trying to hide from us? Shame about the footprints. I love how just nonchalant they are. One. Two. Why did I use that here? These going to fire across? They look like the usual ones to fire across. Yeah. Damn you! Do.
Have a taste.
out of my way.
I get the feeling this isn't going to be exactly the same pattern as last time. Yeah. My rotation is slightly out of alignment, and I really should be using this. Do. Yep. Although I kind of want to let them use the limit break. Oh, it'll be Heliodeus that uses it, though. I more want to see what the Nat and Emmett Selk would use as a limit break. I'm looking for reading material. That one at the edge is just inside.
Stand firm.
I'm not entirely useless.
I'm warning you. Stay away.
Can't do that.
I see you opening.
And may you find peace in your seriously. You mustn't tarry. At least he has the courtesy to warn us.
Have at you!
Fall!
Use that because we're not going to get a full use out of Doton. There's a treasure coffer. I see no more notes though. There's one. Oh god damn it again, I shouldn't have used that there. Because now I've lost Doton and that would have been more effective. At least I'm about getting the hang of my timing with Armor Crush again. Given that it's changed now. I'm remembering that it wants to be 30 as opposed to 40. That is the minimum point to really be using it. That Doton is not going to get much use out of. Oh well. According to Mistress Lisi, her creation is based on a concept for a bipedal wolf, and indeed, it is impressively manlike in its gait. It is also highly intelligent, as is evident by its ability to employ tools. While the gleam is still in its eyes, given the impression that it comprehends our words. If this proves to be the case, it would be a shame that its throat isn't designed for speech. I must make mention of this in my next report. Are they making... I can't remember the name of them, but the Wolfmen from Doma. That sounds very much like a description of them. But yeah, I forget their species.
Fly through.
God damn it, Emmett, you pulled at least 2 of them out. That one is still just in. Ah, damn it, I shouldn't have used that. We got a boss coming up, so we won't use Tenchujin. I'm not going to get full use out of another Doton now, so I may as well learn them.
I'm not entirely useless.
We appear to be at a central point.
I see you opening.
Have at you!
There we go. We got our actual full one in. God damn it, why do you do that? Why is your timing specifically timed to always do that? Right as I'm hitting my part of the combo that requires a positional. Landon Lord draws near. High over there. Okay, that's going to be 3/4 of the room by the looks of it. So I want to be paying more attention to its mouth than I have been doing. Inhale.
I'm not entirely useless.
And I should have used this earlier again. We may not have a full charge by or a double charge in the final fight because I forgot to use that. I didn't even hear it charge. It's my own fault though. What did we miss chat-wise? He may have his flaws, but you can't fault his managerial prowess. Seriously, you want to discuss his candidacy now? Goodness me, what manner of thinking is behind this? There truly is no counting for taste. A pass for constitution, but a fail for intelligence. If its concept is submitted, it will be certain to be rejected. Well, I will be certain to reject it. The problem is they're so far behind.
Let you take Meteion. Not yet.
This may sting.
They're so far behind, it's really hard to see when they're actually talking to you if you're running ahead. Okay, save Tenchi Jin so when Doton is about to finish.
Out of my way.
a taste.
I'm not entirely useless.
We're close, I can hear it in his voice. Save it for Doton again.
Have a taste.
I'm not entirely useless.
Yeah, we can use this one.
Have a taste.
Out of my way.
I've not been looking to see if we've been getting any gear we can use. Necklace. It is technically better than what we have, but it's... I need to remember to material it later. Central aerial artifact.
I must hear their answers before they're expunged from existence.
No one wants to stop you from hearing their answers, we just want to be here. Oh, more of them.
Have at you.
I'm not entirely useless.
Let's begin saving our resources for the last boss.
I'm not entirely.
The successful creation of a menagerie of the successful creation of myriad. Actually, I'm not sure what that word is. Migratory birds. That's what that word is. Which travels between continents with the seasons. Came as a breath of fresh air to the long stagnant realm of flying life forms. In the end, it was a relatively simple thing to grant creatures the ability to navigate celestial bodies. But this method lacked the precision needed to guide them to the same location each time, as would be vital to their survival. The breakthrough came in the form of magnetic fields, the use of which was discovered by the incumbent Van Daniel during his tenure as chief overseer of the Elpis. A truly inspired idea that has brought lasting benefits to the star. There he is. Winged defiance, Hermes.
So, it comes to this. I have no wish to fight, but this time, I cannot yield. Though the world may think me a mad, desperate fool, I will hold fast to my conviction.
We don't want to stop you from hearing what she has to say. To protect Meteion, he would go so far as to transform, so far as to make himself a villain.
I will have the time and tranquility I require. Lust and gale, gather to me! Ancient brass, unleash your power!
I get a feeling they are those.
Dancing winds, pierce my foe!
Yeah, we're not going to get level 2
Stars on high, all is rain!
Damn it, slightly too slow to save myself. I hadn't noticed the specifics of the rocks, and I was on the other end of the screen when the NPC showed me specifically what to do. I had started to figure out that I may need to hide behind the rocks, and then they went to the other side of the arena, and I was then aware of the differences in the rocks. Let's try this again.
I will have the time and tranquility I require.
Damn it, that wasn't what I wanted to press.
Lust and gale.
I do hate how inconsistent using pots can be. And the fact they take, like, more than an OG CD.
Ancient brand, unleash your power!
I see you.
Oh wait, no, Center was safe.
Dancing winds, pierce my foe! Stars on high, fall is rain!
I see you opening. Out of my way.
At least we'll get our level 2 limit break now.
Out of my way!
Streams of ether! Surge
Good
is
pockets.
wide! Dancing winds, pierce my foes!
Double casting.
Have a taste.
Stars on high, fall as rain!
Have a taste.
Even when transformed. But I am not finished yet.
I'm not entirely useless.
No! My power!
Now let us leave the rest to Emetzelk. Hopefully he has calmed down a little. No chase he's led us on.
It's over, Hermes. In the name of the Convocation, I hereby take Meteion into custody. And setting aside the matter of your nomination, you will come with us too. We require your knowledge to assess and resolve the situation.
Meteion, I am so sorry. Would that I could have listened to your report in full. Reflected upon its meaning and conveyed it to others. That they might reconsider their chosen course. But I have failed. And that wish will never be realized. However, ere our fates become the province of others, I bid you tell me just one thing. Was there happiness in those distant stars? Was there A reason for living.
We conducted our search as per your instructions. We scoured historical records, communed with the spirits of the deceased, heard the final testaments of the dying, welcomed their shadowed hearts into our own. One race had striven to create a world bereft of animosity. They renounced relationships to avoid interpersonal strife, and in so doing brought about societal collapse. One race had renounced war and devoted itself to the enrichment of its people. They were conquered. Though they destroyed the enemy in reprisal, they could not regain their former glory. One race had concluded that finite time was the root of all woes. Aspiring to shatter its shackles, they went in search of infinity. They discovered nothing is infinite, and that neither time or death can be cheated. Disillusioned, they gave up on the future and themselves. One race had discarded all things that gave rise to sorrow, hoping to have only joy. They found joy lost its savor in the absence of sorrow, and lost their will to live. Though worlds apart, these peoples shared a belief. The belief that they had tried their best. That they had tried to fulfill their potential with every step and success. In the course of which, they learned the truth. That they would never be free of fear and sorrow, anger and despair, of loneliness, so long as they yet lived. Even now their souls cry out for oblivion. And to this song of anguish, I lend my voice. We lend our voice. Oh, beloved mankind, shimmering jewels of beautiful Etheris, rejoice, for we will free you from the cruel yoke of existence. There is no need to struggle in vain, for in nihility awaits salvation. You will know peace and serenity, and it will be beautiful. We will make our nest at the edge of the universe, and there in the dark of dead worlds hoard sorrow and suffering. There we will sing, our chorus ever louder and ever clearer, that our song may reach even this ether-shrouded star. Such is the answer we have found in the stars. Such is the gift we now offer to Etheris.
Who are you to decide our fate? To decree we live or die? Have you lost your mind? You heard what she said. She means to destroy us all, yet you'd still take her side?
In the name of the star, We have discarded those creations that we deemed flawed. If we ourselves are flawed, it does not stand to reason that we too should be discarded.
That is sophistry, and you know it!
Perhaps it is. Perhaps I am wrong. Who is to say that you are right? Let us settle this with a determination. In my authority as Chief Overseer of Elpis, I will make a judgment on man's fitness to exist. If he can learn to value all life and retain his will to live, even should his end be justified, he will surely find a way to avert his demise. If not, he will perish in stone. As with all determinations, provisions must be made to ensure fairness.
I hereby wipe the memory
Kairos, awaken!
of the other three of you.
Memory reconfiguration system Kairos activated. Awaiting instruction.
Command. Universal memory alteration. Target area. Ktisis Hyperboreia. Starting point. Arrival of Emmet Selk of the convocation at Propylion. Endpoint. The present. Erase the memories of all events and replace with a vague recollection of the following. I was here, preparing to demonstrate the functionality of Kairos to Emmet Selk and Hitherdays. Meteion's shared consciousness became unstable. She and her sisters could not sustain their existence, and all dissipated with the burst. The resultant shockwave accidentally triggered Kairos, which erased several days of memories from all present. Execute.
Command acknowledged. Initializing. 3 processes remaining to execution.
Bravo. I dare say one would be hard-pressed to make it fairer. Everything that you told us, everything that has happened, the fact we've even met, it will all be gone.
Go, Meteion. To the edge of the universe, where none can reach you.
Actually, we have a moon that can take us there.
Won't you come with me? If you were to shed your flesh, I should be able to carry you.
I will remain. As a man, I will oppose the oblivion you bring.
Silly fool. Had you said yes, I would have granted you the gentlest end.
This ends here!
Fly, Meteion!
That is far enough, Hermes!
Argos, to me!
First process complete. 2 remaining to execution of memory reconfiguration.
As if we needed more pressure. No matter what, you cannot forget what happened today. For it is the key to saving your future. Your world.
You must
This
leave.
fight is our fight. What comes after, our problem to contend with, not yours. No. Your own struggle awaits, and no one else can take your place. You must flee this place with your memories intact, and I will see that you do. Now then, where is it? There you are, my little confluence.
Almost! Very well, then. You may elude us this day, but not forever.
That's how we're going to find them.
Meteion's gotten away.
Second process complete. 1 remaining to execution.
Ugh. No time for brooding. Listen well. Beyond lies a spatial confluence that connects the interior sections of this building. I will destroy the confluence and force open a way outside. When I do, you must jump through.
I cannot tell you how sorry I am. But neither can I let you escape!
Too brave by half. Exemplary work, as always, Emmett Selk.
What? But how? I thought the confluence was... over...
Over there? Yes. We were rather hoping we would.
It was never anywhere but where it is now. The instant those two began making their way towards nothing, 'twas clear the plan was a diversion.
I'm quite incapable of destroying a confluence, I must confess.
A gambit brazen beyond words. Though we've grown accustomed to reckless improvision due to the antics of an incorrigible associate. Though, in the case of certain present company, incorrigible is an understatement. Honestly, I'm beginning to suspect it's a requirement for every Azen. There's no time! Quickly! Even now, I do not believe your tale. I would not suffer us to walk such a wretched path. Still, if it must be said, do not squander it, the legacy I leave you.
Final process complete. Executing universal memory alteration.
Go, Argos!
So she survived with her memory intact.
I'm fine. Just a little tired. Can it be true? Are we the only ones left who see beauty in the world? In life? Are the stars above no more than husks of fallen civilizations? And yet, I feel her. Though she is unimaginably distant, I feel Meteion's presence, and the place where to we must go. Ere she made good her escape, I placed an enchantment upon her, one which allows us to follow her trail. She has already left the outermost bounds of Aetheris, and continues on her way. Given the vastness of the universe, it will still be no easy feat to track her down. But thanks to Emmet Selk and his Ladeus, all is not lost. We remember. So long as we remember, our fates remain ours to shape.
What will become of the others, I wonder.
I'd like to know too. Let us ascertain the situation at Ktisis Hyperboreia, where they should still be. Given the likely state of their memories, however, it would be imprudent for us to approach them directly. In which case... I am sorry, my friend. I've asked much of you this day. But may I trouble you one last time? Argos will investigate in our stead. We will share in his consciousness and see and hear as if we were with him. Now, close your eyes and open your mind.
Thank goodness you are unharmed.
Unharmed? There is a gaping hole in my memories. I can scarcely remember arriving here in Elpis.
Forgive me. I was preparing to demonstrate the functionality of Kairos to our guests. But Meteion, her shared consciousness became unstable. And she...
So, that's what prompted the state of alert. And when you went to investigate, you were caught in Kairos' accidental operation.
So it would seem. It's all a blur to me.
Such an unfortunate accident. Oh, and what of Venar and your other companion? You went inside together, as I recall.
We did?
If Venar was with us, I have no recollection of it.
So if Venar wanted to fake her own death, she has every opportunity now.
But that there is her familiar, is it not? The fellow seems happy enough, so I think it's safe to assume his mistress as well.
Although that kind of puts a scupper in that plan.
I haven't the slightest notion who this other companion might be, however.
Ah, well, that individual struck me as a bit different, for want of a better word. Perhaps it wasn't actually a person, but some manner of creation.
Curious. I must ask Venar about it when next we meet.
Yes, you do that. Now, if we may tend to Hermes, whatever this Meteion did, it seems he bore the brunt of it. Once you are fit to travel, you will return with us to Amarot. We need to make certain there are no other ill effects. Also, I am here on business of the 14. We've already had the conversation, like as not, but since your toy wiped my memory, we'll have to have it again.
Yes, of course. As you see fit.
This Kairos, it manipulates memories through the emission of etheric waves, correct? There is a theory which holds that memories scoured by blasts of ether are restored when the soul is cleansed in the underworld. If true, then perhaps when our time comes to return to the star, we shall remember these few days we have lost.
I doubt aught of interest occurred. Look forward to the revelation if you like, but I should prefer to reminisce on more meaningful moments.
The thing is, they never returned to the star until we killed Zodiac.
Let us rest, if only for a while. After all, you and I... Oh, we still have a long, long way to go.
Well, that was both fun and interesting. Things are really starting to get, speed up. Well, it definitely feels like we're getting towards the end. We know we must be. We have one map left. And that map is almost certainly wherever Meteion is. Are you feeling at all recovered? I understand your exertions were more than purely physical. But resting one's body, if only for a moment, is never without merit. As for Hermes, I think it unlikely he will create more Entelics. He poured much of himself into Meteion, and now that she and her sisters are gone, dissipated in his mind, the grief must be unbearable. He will blame himself, and he will believe that he had never acknowledged his dissatisfaction with the world. Then the Metei would have never been born to suffer and die. The offer to join the 14 would be a welcome distraction, and one day hence he will face the advent of the final days in the role of Van Daniel. We can now enter them as dressed. Hey, we can fly. Okay, I was just curious what level that was. But we shall call it there, because it's almost time for me to make dinner. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we will find out where this goes next time. Cheerio.